Stetson Bennett has had so many doubters over the years. I was surprised to be singled out as a particularly heinous hater. But many Georgia fans took exception to my hottest take of the season, tweeted on the night that the Heisman Trophy Trust unveiled its 4 finalists for 2022. I wrote that Bennett didn't deserve a trip to New York City and that, from my vantage point as one of nearly 900 voters, too many of my peers simply voted for the quarterback of the team that had spent most of the year ranked number 1 in the country. At the time, I didn't believe that Bennett was even the best player on his own team. I think I still believe that, although I realize now that the thought doesn't matter. The point is this: Stetson Bennett is now a 2-time national champion, the first quarterback to lead his program to back-to-back titles in the college football playoff era and the first back-to-back champion QB since Alabama's A.J. McCarron won consecutive championships at the end of the 2011 and 2012 seasons. Before that, no quarterback had done it since Nebraska's Tommy Frazier in 1994-95. Bennett is, without a doubt, an all-time great college quarterback. This is no longer just a made-for-Hollywood story of a walk-on turned champion against all odds. You don't throw for 304 yards and account for 6 total touchdowns in a 65-7 national title game win on accident, 1 year after throwing for 224 yards and 2 scores in another national title game. You do it because you are talented, because you have a mastery of your craft, and because you have an innate feel for the game your offensive coordinator wanted to call. You do it because you were 3 steps ahead of the opposing defense, spectacularly quick to recognize coverages and both smart and effective enough to win with your arm or your legs. Bennett was the right quarterback at the right time for a program on the brink of beginning a dynasty. And so, it is time for me to apologize to Bennett and to every Georgia fan who defended him. I still fervently believe that there were better individual performances over the course of the 2022-23 season, which is why I personally voted for 3 non-Bennett players on my Heisman ballot. But I no longer feel the need to criticize anyone who sees what Stetson does and wants to call it exceptional, and that is what he is. Exceptional. When you have a quarterback that can do the protections and check things and know what the defense is doing, yet still beat you with your feet, you've got a high-level quarterback, said Georgia coach Kirby Smart. And people have slept on Stetson Bennett for too long. He needs an opportunity to play for a long time at the next level. If, over the past season and a half, Georgia believed it had a better quarterback option than Bennett, we would have seen him. And we didn't. The Bulldogs coaches have said as much, with even Kirby Smart noting that in order to do what he's done at Georgia, Bennett had to overcome us. Georgia fans, too, I'm not the only person who figured you could plug another quarterback into Todd Monken's offense this year with this particular array of weapons and go undefeated. I'm not the only person who saw what Bennett did last year in the regular season and still wondered if he was good enough to win a national championship, until he didn't. And he knows that, which is why he's had a very healthy chip on his shoulder throughout his career as a Bulldog. I do not think Stetson Bennett ultimately cares what you or I think, outside of using it as motivation on a particularly long day or during a grueling workout. He now has 2 rings and a lifetime of I told you so's if he ever feels the need to whip one out. He was very good last year, but he's even better now. He raised his completion percentage and threw for more than 1,000 additional yards.